Well, hello, and welcome back to that thing we like to call Curlis Mania, where we talk all things pop, rock, and prog. My name is Tom Curlis. I'm thrilled to have this gentleman back on the channel. He's also known as the Professor of Prog. His name is Ken Golden. Ken, how are you?
I'm good. I'm cold. we, we're just talking about how we're both working out of the basement here, and it's cold down here, man. It's hot outside. It's gonna be 100 tomorrow, and it's
Yeah, yeah.
absolute. I'm freezing my ass off.
Yeah, yeah. No, it's the same. I've got the same thing going on. I work remotely in the basement, and it's you got to bring layers, man. It's cold. It's cold.
Hey, we're working from home. Can't complain about that.
No, absolutely. I'm not. I'm not. So, and when I was working today, I was listening to the album that we are going to discuss today. We are talking about this is I do a series on excellent, amazing debuts, and we are talking about, of course, the one and only Emerson, Lake and Palmer.
Turn it
Uh,
around. Turn it around. Let me see the back. That's the Atlantic one.
yeah,
Okay.
yep, this is Atlantic. I always like to point out that I got it for $2 at Reckless Records in Chicago. That's a pretty good deal. So
So,
yeah.
what I on my channel, I actually have a channel that nobody watches, but we did this shootout for brain salad surgery, and I discovered I actually didn't have an American copy of brain salad surgery. So I ran around to all the stores to see if I
Mhm.
could find one. And luckily one of the stores, I know the guy who runs the store. He went in the back and he found actually, by luck, he found like a first pressing of brain salad surgery. Charged me a big
Wow.
$5.
Oh, nice.
Oh yeah.
Nice. It
Yeah.
just goes to show you how undervalued this album is. See, mine is actually the Atlantic label. It's not
Yeah.
Cotillion or whatever, right?
Right. That's the later one. Well, can I do a little flexing now before we
Sure,
start?
please do. Please do.
Okay. So this is this is what you want. I'm keeping it in the plastic. This is a original British. Now I say original. It's actually This is actually the what we call like the palm tree or the pink rim, which
Yeah,
is in a sense the second, because the very first pressing is all pink
it's all pink,
label, the
right?
pink, but the stampers, this is coming off the same stampers as the pink label. Somewhere after this album came out, the Island changed labels. So so while some people might consider this like a second pressing, I don't, because it's the same stampers as the pink. But this is what you want. You want to get the pink Island or the palm tree Island British pressing. They're not expensive. You can always find them on Discogs. The sound is phenomenal.
Oh,
So now I'm going to flex a little bit more.
okay, please do. Please
I'm
do.
going to show people things they've never seen before, maybe. So this is a German pressing. This is a German first pressing. And Ken, what's so different about the first pressing from Germany? Well, for one thing, it's got the laminated cover, but more importantly, it's got a
Oh,
gatefold.
gatefold. What? We like the gatefold, yeah.
The first German pressing. I don't know about later pressings,
That's
but the
pretty
first
sweet. I
German.
love that gatefold. That's cool.
And now I'll show you the Holy Grail.
Okay.
Put this away. Build anticipation for the Holy Grail.
Yes, I am ready.
This is the Holy Grail. Well, Ken, what makes it the Holy Grail?
Right.
So around 19, I don't remember if it was around 88. I don't know. Lauren and I, my wife, we went to London a number of times in like the late 80s, and our honeymoon, I've told the story a million times. In 1988, we went to London and Paris for our honeymoon. Got married in 80 end of 87, but we waited to go on our honeymoon until like April of 88. And I don't remember if I bought it then. I went back in like 92 and 93. Went to a record fair in Camden Town. We got off the We got off the tube and come upstairs, and I think it was like in a movie theater or something like that. They had turned it into they had a record fair going on.
Oh,
So
nice.
so who am I not to go into a
Of course.
record show, right?
Sure.
And flipping through the bins, I found this.
Oh my God.
So do you know what this
Is
is?
that a test pressing?
This is a test pressing on Island Records. It has the catalog number and it has the date November 6th. And what's interesting about it is that the matrix in the dead wax is different than the first pressing. At least one side is the same. I think side two is different, was not the one that was used. And we've done comparisons between this and the Island first pressing. This is the one.
Really? Oh my God. That is so cool.
Yeah. This
Damn.
is like you put this on and like during Take a Pebble, the walls around the room just disintegrate. I mean,
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
just like so. And I
That
paid.
is
Oh,
that
I
is
think
some
I paid about.
treasure. That is some
I
serious
think I,
treasure.
I think I paid about like $10 for it or something, you know. And what? So I have to say I had a little bit of a letdown the other day because I thought for some reason I don't know why I was under the impression I had the only one in the world. I went on Discogs and it turns out it's listed on Discogs and there was a picture of one. It had the same writing with
Right.
that pink Sharpie
Yep.
and the same Emerson Lake and Palmer, the date and ILP whatever the catalog number, ILPS 9132
Right.
and the positioning was slightly different, but you could tell it was from the same hand.
Oh,
And there's one for sale right now. If one of you freaks out there want it, go hop on Discogs, man. It's listed as a test pressing. You'll see it, and I I think. Oh, what are they asking for that thing? I think maybe like $700 or something like that.
I was just gonna ask
It,
what that, yeah, what it was going for. Yeah.
I gotta look
Just
this.
take a quick look.
I gotta take a quick look,
Yeah.
and it's where are you? Test pressing. I don't want the first pressing. I want the test pressing. Here it is. White label. Here it is. Yep. Right now there's one for sale for it's yeah 700 like $775.
Wow. Wow.
So yeah,
Wow.
and it's just funny because you look at it and it was clear. It comes off the same Sharpie written by the same person. Anyway,
Damn. So
it
how did you quick question, how did you know what it was? Because there's no cover, right?
I did well. 'Cause I knew. I mean, it was written. It said
What did
Emerson, Lake and
Oh,
Palmer
did it
with
say
the
ELP on
catalog.
it?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it says. Yeah, it says. I'll hold it up close to the camera. It here. Can we see that?
Oh, there you go. Okay.
So I saw that there was no cover for it,
There was
and
no cover. Okay, I was gonna say, I was like, how
it
did
was
you
just
know? Because okay, gotcha.
yeah. I think
Gotcha.
it was like on a and it was cheap, and I'm like, this is weird.
That's
What the hell?
wild.
I'll buy that,
Oh,
and it sounds amazing. It sounds amazing. But for the practical person, go out. You want the first British pressing, not expensive.
yeah.
You won't break the bank. You'll see on Island. The Manticore pressings are much later. Um, the U.S. pressings were Cotillion and Atlantic, and then I don't know if they ever did Manticore for
Right.
in the
Right.
U.S. for the first. I don't know.
Yeah.
Probably not. Probably just on Atlantic. But anyway, that's the one. That's that
I
first
might need
album.
to do that. I may need to get the island pressing for sure.
If you're a
Yeah.
fan of the album,
Yeah.
you want to hear it.
It's
Yeah, I mean, some people love the MoFis that just came out. They're in love with
mhm,
those. Like I
right.
said, we just did a review of brain salad surgery. The especially for Emerson Lake and Palmer, Picture and Exhibition, Tarkus, and Trilogy, you want the original first British pressings. None of them are
Yeah.
expensive, and all of them are spectacular.
Oh man. Okay.
They're spectacular. I mean,
Where's my wallet? Where's my wallet?
Trilogy. Trilogy is like a reference recording. Eddie Offord was the man,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
this is a great sounding album.
God, it is. I know. I know. It's
Yeah,
amazing.
Tom, I feel so bad for you because you've never heard this.
I'm gushing about the Atlantic pressing, so that one
Yeah.
must be amazing.
Oh man, this will give you damp ankles. I'm telling you, man.
Yeah.
This is
Yeah.
this this is what you want.
So
So,
all right. So quickly, Ken, when was the first time? I always ask this. When was the first time you heard this record? Do you remember? What was the first thing you heard?
um, so, so I've told some of these stories so many times. I got into prog rock with Rick Wakeman's Journey to the Center of the Earth. That was
Okay.
like my first prog rock record,
Okay.
and I was like immersed in it. And my friend Alana, she said to me, if you like that, you might like this. And she lent me this, the
Okay.
lowly, the lowly cotillion pressing.
Right. Right.
And and I really didn't like it that much.
Okay.
I was
All right.
not really a fan.
All right.
The reason is I mean, I didn't really know who these people were. I didn't know
Hmm.
an Emerson, a Lake, or a Palmer. I was just really just getting into it. Literally, I mean, I had owned one prog rock record, Journey to the Center of the Earth, and the
Sure.
thing with
Yeah.
Journey, and the thing is, like, thing with Journey to the Center of the Earth, it's very symphonic. It's huge. It's
Yeah.
orchestral, right? It's
Right.
bombastic. This is organ, piano,
It's a
bass.
trio.
It's a
Yeah.
trio,
Yeah.
and it's a totally different sound. It was dark. It was heavier. Um, yeah, it wasn't this like open-ended, huge, bombastic thing. I mean, it was bombastic in a different way. You know,
Right. Right.
I didn't really take a shine to it, and it was later on, really, like when I was hearing Tarkus and Picture and Exhibition. Emerson was using the synthesizer more.
Hmm.
I was developing a little bit of knowledge, and yeah, then I became addicted to the album,
Yeah.
but I
Yeah.
didn't have that baseline. I was
Right.
even I owned
Yeah.
one record. At that time,
Uh,
I think I owned like two albums. I owned Journey to the Center of the Earth, and I owned the original cast recording soundtrack to Grease. Those are like the two albums I owned.
that's not a record I would think about when I think of you.
No,
It's
no,
hilarious.
but I
But that
no
was
when I
those
first
were different
when I
days. Those were different times.
when I first started listening to music, I actually used to listen to like doo wop.
Okay.
I used to listen to like 50s music, 60s music.
All
I
right.
used to listen to WCBS FM,
Okay.
and that's what I used to listen to. I went to see Sha Na Na at Queens College. That was my first concert, was
Uh,
Sha Na Na at Queens College.
wow. All right.
So
All right. All right.
actually, no, not Queens College. It's St. John's. I'm sorry. It was the
St.
St. John's.
John's. Okay.
St. John's.
Okay.
I lived a few blocks from St. John's. So yeah, then like as I've always said, I saw Rick Wakeman on the Mike Douglas show. Came home from school, and I saw Rick Wakeman on the Mike Douglas show. I didn't know who the hell he was. This
Right.
guy with long blonde hair and this cape,
The
and he's
capes.
standing in front
Yeah.
had a band, and he's playing. He's got all these keyboards and stuff, and he was playing synthesizer. I was fascinated. I was absolutely. And
Yeah.
then I made my sister take me to Sam Goody on Queens Boulevard to buy that album. I think it was 7.98, and yeah, and I'm like, oh, and that's what I said. Alana said, hey, if you like that, you might like this, and yeah, it wasn't my thing, but
Yeah. Well,
the world's opened up.
it does make sense though if you're coming from the Wakeman thing with, like you said, the huge orchestration and the massive sound, and then you come to this and it's like, oh, this is a different kettle of fish,
Yeah.
you know.
Yes. Totally
Yeah.
different.
So like you
Yeah.
said, bombastic, but in a very, very different way,
Yes.
you know.
Yes. Yeah.
So it's a great way to say it. So yeah, so you were I mean, so that was what? Was that like late set, mid 70s?
70, that was in 75,
Okay.
76, something like that.
All
75,
right.
76, right around then. Yeah,
Okay.
probably maybe like late 75 or so. Yeah.
Interesting. So the first time I heard it was, all right. My sister. I have three older sisters. I'm the youngest by a long shot. I have three much older sisters. My
Hmm.
oldest sister, Kate, was dating this guy who was really into music, and he used to make her mixtapes. And he put Lucky Man was on one of the mixtapes that he made her. And I remember being like, "What is this? I really like this. Like, I'm not sure what this is, but I think it's really cool." And that was kind of that was the beginning of ELP for me.
Well,
So there you
yeah,
go.
yeah. I mean, the tune that got me into this album was was probably Tank.
Yeah.
The drum
Yeah.
solo on Tank, and then Knife Edge, the heavier tunes. Then I started, Knife Edge, Barbarian, and finally I warmed up to, like, of course, Take a Pebble is beautiful, right?
Oh,
But
yeah. Yeah.
beautiful piece, and then finally, finally Lucky Man. Lucky Man,
Right.
not that it was throwaway, because I knew Lucky Man used to hear on the radio all the time, you
Sure.
know.
Sure.
But yeah, but that was the least interesting tune for me. But it's part of the album. It's an
Yeah.
essential part of the album. You can't have an Emerson Lake and Palmer debut without Lucky Man.
Yeah. I mean, and there's a lot of people who say that they have the opinion of the Lucky Man doesn't really fit on the record. It's a little bit of an outlier, but they were short for material from what I understand, and
Yeah,
Greg, oh, I've got
supposedly.
this thing I wrote when I was 12 and
Yeah, right.
or
And
something like
yeah,
that.
yeah. I mean, they were a band that didn't have too many hits, so but
It
that
sold the
was
record. It sold the album, right?
yeah, yeah,
So
yeah, absolutely. So for sure.
but so what's your take on, I mean, so basically what always struck me about ELP was, you'd always hear they were a super group, right? But from when you're in America, you're like, I don't know these guys. Like, to your point, you're like, I don't know who these guys are. In,
No,
in the
yeah,
UK, they were a super group, but in America, it was like, this is like a new band, you know?
yeah. I mean, the Nice toured over here.
Hmm.
King Crimson did tour over here, and then broke up. They,
Right, right.
basically. But yeah, they were not. I mean, they were not. I mean, the Nice. I would assume that the Nice played reasonable size venues. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. It's a pretty good record. I like this album.
I'm not a huge Nice fan, but I
No,
like the Nice. Well,
yeah,
you know what it was. I mean, I never liked was Lee Jackson's vocals, right?
yeah,
I was never,
yeah, yeah.
I was never a fan of his
They're not
voice.
the great. They're not like high. They're pretty average vocals.
Yeah, Brian
Yeah.
Davison was fine, but he made a better album, with, well, he had a band, Brian Davis Every Which Way, which is
Hmm.
the best album Traffic never recorded.
Oh,
And so
okay, okay.
sounds exactly like Traffic. And then of course Refugee, Refugee
All
was a great
right,
album.
right, right.
So
Yeah,
it was, when Emerson left, they put together those guys. They're like, well, what the hell are we gonna do now? So they brought in Mraz and they did Refugee. It was a
yeah,
good album, very
yeah.
good album.
So probably he was. I would say Emerson was probably the most famous of the band when they
Oh
started.
yeah,
Right? Yeah,
for
yeah,
sure. You
yeah,
know, I mean, like the Nice were even they were. I remember seeing the Nice on TV here. I
yeah.
don't remember. I don't remember what show it was, but it was one of the like, I don't know what it's called, like Shindig or something like that. I don't know, but they used to have bands on,
Right,
and I remember I remember the Nice was on, but they weren't like huge stars or anything like that. And
right.
King Crimson, they were a fart in a blizzard. They were nothing. So you know,
No, it's true. At the time, it really wasn't a huge album. Uh,
no, I mean they were, they in England they were developing, a reputation.
mhm.
So, but they played at Hyde Park and stuff like that. But
Yeah, they opened
they
for the
were,
Stones, right at Hyde Park, I think.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, yeah.
yeah.
But they were not like a huge band. I mean,
Right.
they were never a huge band. I mean, they were playing like theaters and stuff.
Yeah.
When they 74, they were when they were kind of like at their peak, they were playing, nice size venues, but they weren't. King Crimson was never an arena band.
They weren't playing stadiums. Yeah, they weren't playing arenas. Yeah.
No,
So,
they never got to that level, but
no.
playing
Good.
nice size
Good.
theaters.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's not a bad place to be. You feel.
No, and ELP. same kind of thing, with ELP. ELP, they made the jump. They really started to make the jump with Trilogy. They started playing larger venues, and then for brain cell surgery, they were big.
Yeah, they
You know,
blew up
and,
for that. Yeah. Hmm.
they, for brain cell, by the time brain salad, there was like at their peak, they were if they were one of the biggest bands in the world.
Yeah.
They were playing stadiums.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
it was them, Led Zeppelin, not too many bands playing stadiums.
Right.
You
Yeah. And that's what,
know,
and it's, ELP is like the poster child for, they went way too over the top and too much bombast, too much, and it's like they're almost getting crucified for being popular or being big. It's just, I don't know.
yeah,
It's kind of weird.
they headline California Jam.
Yeah.
uh,
Yep.
You know, they
Yep.
were yeah
And
they were
isn't that
nice.
where, like, wasn't there Keith, like, went and was suspended and
Well,
went in circles?
I think I didn't see them in '74, but I think that was part of the show, of the
Yep.
tour, the revolving grand piano.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
if you ever
Yeah.
see any of the footage from California Jam, you'll see that.
You see it. It's in there.
Yeah,
Yeah.
unfortunately they lost the audio for it. So,
Oh, interesting. Okay. Okay.
they don't, yeah, or the yeah.
I
So
always
I
heard that
said,
Keith was kind of like jealous, not jealous, but he was annoyed that, like, guitar players could do all these great things on stage. They could smash the guitar, they could do all these things. They had this freedom to move around, and he was always stuck behind the keyboard. So he was trying to figure out ways to be
yeah,
crazy on the keyboards.
yeah,
Um, it's just stabbing it with knives and going in, suspended animation, whatever. So
sure,
just trying to
sure.
trying to be a showman, trying to give the crowd a good show.
He
Um,
did.
and
He
he
did
always
it.
did. He always did, right? But
Did you ever get to see them?
I saw E.L. Powell. That was the first time
I
I saw
saw that.
him. Yeah,
Yeah,
that was a
I
pretty
saw
good
that.
show. I like that
That
show.
was good. I saw them twice, and it was a good album. I like that album.
I do too. I enjoy that record. I think it's
Yeah,
quite good.
yeah.
And then I saw Three. I saw the Power of Three band in a
I
small
I
venue.
I saw three play at Frank Cariola's Sundance out in Suffolk, and they had a black rap comedy duo open up, and they got pelted with like beer bottles and stuff, and they, they didn't even get to they didn't even get to tell a joke, and it was it was pretty they were treated pretty rudely,
Yeah,
and
I think it might
it
have
was
been the
so
same opener because the thing in the crowd was everyone was the comedian went like, because everyone was going like this, and he put his hand up and he went. I thought that was
well,
hilarious.
but the reality was it was you got to see Keith Emerson and Carl Palmer in a tiny room, in a
Close
small
up. Yeah. Yeah.
that was they were like 20 feet away from me in a club. I mean,
Yeah.
I saw Rick Wakeman play there also.
No,
Anyway,
I felt the same way, Ken. When I saw that show, I was like, oh my God, I'm seeing Keith Emerson so close. This is amazing. Like, and Carl too. I mean, Carl was playing great too. It was really cool.
my first ELP show was '77 with the orchestra. I was there
Okay.
for the second night, which was July 8th. They
Works
did
tour. Yeah.
they did the 7th, 8th, and
Mhm.
9th with the 70-piece orchestra. And then they came back, I think it was November 30th, '77. They played at Radio City, part of WNEW FM. They did like a Christmas party every year, and they had different bands, and they had ELP. And I had that was in Madison Square Garden. I had tickets for Robin Trower at Radio City the same night I had to sell my Robin Trower tickets.
Oh,
And
okay. Okay.
to see because of ELP,
Yeah.
couldn't miss them.
Couldn't miss it.
And
Yeah.
so I saw them and then they came back. That was as a trio. They junked the orchestra that was killing them financially. And then they came back. I saw them at the Nassau Coliseum. I think it was February uh, 1978. And if I'm not mistaken, that was radio broadcast. There was a radio broadcast of that. That was
Okay.
maybe
Okay.
it was WLIR or King Biscuit or somebody. I think there was, and that's I remember. Yeah, by then they were playing Peter Gunn and stuff like that. And then
Yeah.
I saw them,
Yeah.
and then they broke up, and I saw them later on when they would get back together. Every time they would do a tour, I would see them.
Yeah.
So I got
Yeah.
to see them. I got to see them a number of times.
Did you see the Black Moon tour as well?
Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't
Um,
remember where, but I saw it. Yeah,
so the
that might have been
70s,
Radio. That might have been Radio City, I think.
okay.
Maybe.
So the 77 tour was they had to come back as a trio to make money, right? That's what how they ended up like
Well,
making money on that tour.
they, yeah. I mean, they were losing
Like
money
just
from the get
barely or
go.
something, just barely.
Well, they were losing money from the get go. There was a big lighting rig which broke during rehearsals for the tour. I think that was in Louisville,
Okay.
and they lost a lot of money. Like out of the gate, they're losing money, and they were restricted as far as how far they could tour, how far they could travel, because of the orchestra. There were union restrictions, so they can only travel a certain amount of distance uh, per day, per night, whatever. And so they were getting killed. So they play. I know they played in Chicago with the orchestra.
Hmm.
There were a number of shows with the orchestra, and then they had to stop. They brought it back for the New York City shows, and then they brought it back for Montreal
Okay.
for Olympic Stadium. So, which became the live album and what have you.
Right.
But
Right. Right.
yeah, but
All right.
but yeah,
Yeah.
they were just getting financially destroyed.
Getting killed, yeah, yeah. But well, anyway, so back to the debut. So basically,
Yeah, yeah,
so we're going all over the, which is great. I love talking about ELP. So so basically, these guys, right? They jammed. Apparently, Emerson was still in the Nice, Lake was still in King Crimson, and they shared a bill at the Fillmore West, and they
yes,
somehow ended up jamming together during sound check, and it was like immediate, like, wow, there's some chemistry here. And I think they were both unhappy in their respective bands, I believe, from what I
yeah,
understand. You know,
yeah, well, yeah. Emerson wasn't happy, and I guess, yeah, Lake as well.
yeah.
Lake was supposedly not Emerson's first choice.
Okay.
Um, I read that he asked Chris Squire, who was in Yes,
Oh,
but
interesting. Yeah.
but Squire said turned it down because he said he's not a lead vocalist
Right. Right.
and he didn't feel comfortable with it. Uh, I believe, I think he asked Jack Bruce.
Okay.
I could be making that up, but I
Right.
think he asked Jack Bruce, and
Okay.
Jack Bruce wanted it to be his band, so
Right.
that didn't.
Right.
And then then there was Lake, which was fine. Carl Palmer was not the first choice. Mitch Mitchell was the first choice,
Yep. Yep.
and
Yep.
he supposedly showed up like for an interview or rehearsal, something. He showed up drunk with a gun. So
Oh
that was
no.
that was the story,
That's a bad start. Yeah.
Yeah, and Palmer was what, 16 years old
He
and
was
playing in an
so
atomic
young.
rooster,
Yeah.
playing an
Crazy.
atomic rooster. So
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah,
He
good
was
album.
definitely he was so young. And but man, I mean, I guess Keith said something like, they started playing with Carl and they did something like that was like a shuffle. And he said that he was playing the shuffle of all shuffles. It was unbelievable how good he was.
Yeah, he's a young guy.
He,
So yeah,
because really Carl, I mean, brings so much energy to this record. I mean, he brings like, I mean,
oh
it's
yeah,
crazy. His playing is unbelievable,
oh sure,
you
oh
know?
yeah, and I love like watching like the old video footage, like the picture and exhibition video that's been circulating for decades. Right,
Mhm.
I saw it in the theater. Rock and Roll Your Eyes, it was called. Did you ever see that?
No, no.
Oh, I mean, it came out on tape, but I mean, they kind of ruined it because they overdubbed all these psychedelic imagery and
Oh,
stuff.
I
And
hate that. Yeah.
you
Oh,
see, like they like Emerson's doing a solo, and they're grafting on like Marvel comic characters on
yeah.
top of it, and on top of the footage and
It's
stuff.
not needed. It's not
And
needed.
but you got to see them. You got to see these guys play in 1970, 71, right?
Right.
And man, Palmer, he was a dynamo.
He was unbelievable. And he really, this through this whole record, there's a lot of like, wow, listen to that drumming. Oh my God. Um, so yeah, so he apparently they had to come to be persistent with him because they played with him once and and it went pretty well. And they were like, okay, and then they finally got him back and they played with him again and they said, oh, this is it. Like this is it. And I guess he was still kind of, I'm not sure. I don't know. Atomic Rooster's doing pretty well. I don't know. And
Right.
they were like, no, 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 no. You need to come and join this band. And
Yeah.
finally he did, you know.
Yeah. He got on the right train.
Yeah,
So
exactly.
yeah.
So yeah, so I mean their first gig, they played one gig and then the second gig was Isle of Wight. And I don't know the timing of, did they play that before this album came out? I think they did.
I think so. I think it was pretty close.
Yeah, pretty yeah. Yeah, yeah.
I mean, obviously, well, we could tell because it says November 6th on the test pressing. I think that was probably the release date, November 6th,
Yeah.
1970. So
Yeah. It
Isle of Wight, I'm sure
was the summer,
was,
right?
I think
Summer?
so.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
So
summer,
pretty
fall, something
close.
like that. Yeah, so there you
Yeah.
go. So they became like, you know, they shot off cannons and they just like blew people away with their musicianship, right? So just right off the top, the second gig, they're already pretty big,
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah. Sure.
at least in the
So
UK. So
yeah, and then I guess it just spilled over here,
yeah,
And so I
yeah,
mean, I know when they came around initially, they were playing theaters and they weren't playing huge venues initially over here.
yeah,
I mean, I
yeah.
know people saw them play at Gaelic Park up in the Bronx. So
Oh, okay. All right.
the
Nice.
tapes of that have been in circulation for decades, for as long as I've been a tape trader,
Oh my
which
God.
is
I love it.
yeah.
I
So
love it.
people,
I love
yeah,
those
people,
those tape bootlegs. I love those things. Um, but yeah, no. So the first side for me of this record, I mean, Barbarian, Take a Pebble, Knife Edge, like those three to me are just like wow. That first side just blows me away. Um, I mean,
so
you know.
we should mention the pink elephant in the room that they kind of appropriated. He kind of appropriated some things.
Oh,
So
absolutely. Bartok, right? Is Barbarian,
Bartok was
right?
the barbarian, and then Knife Edge was Janacek and Bach. They kind of stole from them,
You can hear that
and
Bach piece in the middle. Yeah.
yeah, and they ultimately they got sued.
Oh, did they?
They got
Yeah.
sued, and it got corrected on later pressings. Does check your Atlantic album?
Okay.
What does it say? What does it say on the credits?
It says Barbarian, Emerson, Lake and Palmer, Take a Pebble, Lake, and then Knife Edge, Emerson, Lake and Fraser.
Look on the record labels.
Oh, look on the label. Okay, hold on.
See,
Hold on. Just a minute. Let's look.
I don't have those pressings, so I don't know. But supposedly they corrected it
Let's
at some
see.
point.
Uh, no, it doesn't have anything on there.
Uh-huh.
No.
There you go.
Emerson, Emerson, Emerson. No, there's nothing. There's nothing.
The sad Atlantic label. So but yeah, but it was
How
corrected at some
boring,
point.
right?
Yeah, at some point it got corrected and they changed the credits.
Oh, did they? Okay. It's kind of like the Zeppelin thing where they finally give, you know, the blues guys the credit kind of thing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
Um, but no, you're right. They're definitely appropriating a lot of classical music, but it was done in such a cool way. It's in a different rock, you know, this had never, I mean, this was pretty
Oh
new.
yeah.
Be taking on classical music and putting it to a rock.
Oh, sure. But,
Yeah.
Emerson was, I mean, he had a lot of influences, Dave Brubeck was a huge influence on him. And
Right.
that you could sort of hear that, and, compositionally a bit. And then, like, when they used to play Tarkus live, uh, I think it was like during Aquatarkus, he would incorporate Dick Hyman, the Minotaur. I don't know if you're
Okay.
familiar with Dick Hyman's the Minotaur.
No, I'm not actually.
That was a cool synthesizer piece that, that yeah, when Dick Hyman did this Moog album, and so anyway, yeah, he used to play the Minotaur.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Keith wasn't beyond a little thievery here and then.
He wasn't. Yeah, I mean, I mean, he did Rondo with the Nice. Wasn't that another? That's another classical.
Sure,
You
sure,
know.
Rhonda, sure, sure.
So,
Well,
Um,
that was also, that was Dave Brubeck, right?
oh, right, right,
The
right.
Rondo a la Turk. So
Yep.
that became Rondo's, what, Rondo 69 or so.
Yeah, and he
So
played that throughout his career. He would always reprise that.
that became kind of that could kind of be this, like, one of his signature pieces, because he was doing that in the nice.
Right.
That carried over into ELP.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. And then so yeah, so I mean that first side for me, I just love it. I don't know what you feel about that first side. I mean, and
Yeah.
Knife Edge is like, it's kind of surprisingly heavy. I mean, it's a kind of a heavy song.
Uh-huh.
Um, you know.
You're skipping over Take a Pebble, man. That's the epic.
Oh, Take a Pebble's incredible. I mean, I love,
Incredible piece.
oh my God. I mean, and Greg Lake's voice on that is just gets me every time. It's just like,
Oh
oh,
yeah.
you know.
Oh yeah. And
Oh
they
my God.
live, they used to stretch it out even longer.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
When Lake would go into like this little blues jam.
Yeah, that
Uh,
little acoustic section or whatever.
yeah, he starts singing about a dog named Boo.
Oh, right,
Or,
right.
you know,
Yes,
you know,
yes.
bet you
Yeah.
$5 he's a good dog too, or
Oh,
something,
I think
something.
I've seen that. Yeah, there's a clip
Yeah,
somewhere on YouTube where he does that.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. They used to,
But yeah, no, I mean it's it's definitely a showcase for Greg Lake. That's
well, yeah, but
but
even Emerson, I
it's
mean,
still
really,
yeah, it's still yeah.
and that's why you could kind of maybe understand why I didn't really like the album so much at first, because here's this long piece and it's basically like piano, like acoustic guitar, and the
Hmm.
drums are not particularly aggressive. They're not the focus. Versus like Journey to the Center of the Earth, which was like, with a choir and bombastic and Moogs and
Yeah.
what have you. I mean, it was, yeah. But I came around. I came to my senses. Took a little while. I'm not. Hey, I never claimed to be the smartest.
Right,
So
right. Come on, you caught it eventually. Um,
yeah,
yeah. So I mean, and I also, I don't mean to skip over the Barbarian either. I think that's an amazing way to just come out swinging. I mean, I
yeah.
think it's yeah that just never lets me down. Every time I listen to this record, I put on the Barbarian. I just love it out to
Oh
death.
yeah,
So,
yeah.
I think the whole first side is just a banger, one after another.
Absolutely, it's
Yeah.
killer.
Yeah.
It's great.
All killer, no filler. And then what do you think of the second side? Now this is where things get a little different where they kind of they each take a song and almost feels like on the second side,
Well, the three fate, yeah, that's
you know?
true in a sense. It's almost like a showcase for each one of them. You have the three fates where you've got Emerson on the organ, the Royal Festival organ. Then he's got the solo piano piece, and then the trio, like basically like an acoustic trio. That's sort of introduces sort of that jazz element that Emerson was, fond of. and
Sure.
and then you get Tank, which is really the showcase for Palmer. Of course, you got the Moog on there, Moog, and then
Right.
of course Lucky Man. It's
Yeah.
is that's the Lake piece.
Yeah.
So,
So it's almost like
yeah,
the single record version of Works.
but
No,
better.
no, it's much better, much better. Um, but yeah, no, and you still feel, even though they have these sort of individual showcases or whatever, it still feels like a band effort. It still feels like
Oh
all
yeah.
of them are there contributing.
Excuse me.
You know,
Yeah, I mean, and it was, look, it was, you had the Nice, but he was like a much much better version of the of the
yeah,
Nice.
yeah, yeah.
And there was, I mean, it was really cut from a very similar cloth. I mean,
Hmm.
it's not like Emerson really changed directions from the Nice. He just constructed a better version of it.
Yeah, yeah, stronger. I mean, a stronger version. It's because all three of them are so strong. Obviously,
Yeah,
you know. I
yeah,
mean, you have to be if you're in a power trio. Everyone has to pull their weight.
yeah.
You know.
So I dig it, man.
Yeah,
It's a good
yeah.
album.
No, it's a great. I mean, it's a great debut, and I think that I just don't hear people talking about when they talk about great debuts, they never talk about ELP, and I think this record deserves some credit and some
Well,
attention.
I mean, frankly, people shit on ELP all the time.
I know.
I don't, I don't think that I don't think they get the respect that they deserve.
No, I agree. I totally agree. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know.
So,
Why is that? Why do you think that is? We're just take a little sidetrack. Why do you is it just because their career kind of went down? I mean,
well, that didn't help, you know.
yeah,
I mean,
yeah,
Works, by the time of Works, it kind of went over the top. The thing is that they were a band that was always sort of pushing the limits of what was possible technologically speaking.
right.
So, Emerson was always at the forefront of keyboards, a close relationship with Robert Moog. And, on brain salad surgery, he was playing prototype, the Moog Apollo, which was a prototype polyphonic synthesizer. They were always sort of pushing the forefront. Palmer's playing
Mm,
drum synthesizer on Toccata. I mean, very
right,
primitive one, very
right.
primitive. Nobody was doing that.
No, but yeah, that was new. Yeah, it was brand new.
Yeah, I mean, so these were guys, and they were very clear. I mean, they were doing these big, heavy, bombastic, classic. It was, and the melding of classical with rock,
Hmm.
and yeah, I mean, they after a while, I think, clearly they were they were a, they had a huge following, so they had a huge fan base. But as far as from the reviewers, they were a band that never, I don't think, ever really got the respect they deserve.
No, they always got ripped apart. Felt like on the reviews from the
Yeah.
critics.
What it didn't was it John Peel who said this album was a waste of electricity?
Yep, something like that. It's just
Mm,
that's ridiculous.
yeah.
I mean, and I mean, I really think these, obviously that first run of the debut through Brain Salad is just, I mean, that's like the bedrock. That's one of the bedrocks of Prague. I mean, that's just unbelievable.
Yeah. Hey, these guys, they laughed all the way to the bank.
Yeah,
So
yeah, yeah,
yeah, but they were
yeah,
always, I think they were always sort of pushing the forefront of what was possible within the context of a rock band.
yeah,
And I think that they should have gotten accolades for it. Instead, they got a lot of heat for it.
yeah, yeah.
Just my opinion.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I get it. I mean, to me, when you listen to something like Tarkus, I mean, the target again, we're going off on a tangent again, but Tarkus, that first side, the title track, and you're like, I mean, that thing must have taken forever to put together. They
Yeah,
must have been
of
sitting in a
course.
room for a long time putting that together.
Yeah, Lake didn't like it.
But he got
Like
tired
this
of
right
it. He
away.
got sick of it, didn't he? Yeah, he got sick of
Yeah,
it. Yeah.
but I mean, granted, the story is a little ridiculous, but a little pompous, but musically, Tarkus Tarkus is unbelievable.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. No doubt. No doubt. It's unreal. And whenever I listen to it, I just think, God, that thing, the rehearsal time to put that together, like, oh my God, because it's so intricate, it's insane, and
Yeah,
it's done so smoothly. I mean, when you listen to the record, you're like, it blows my mind. Anyway,
yeah.
but but I would say that's about it. Any final comments on this debut?
No, I love it.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
yeah, I've got to I have to, having listened to Brain Salad Surgery over and over this past weekend, and then listening to this a lot, I'm going to take a little ELP break
yeah. Makes
just for a little
sense.
while.
Yeah, makes
But
sense.
I've got some other things to listen to. But
Yeah.
yeah, it's is it the best debut album of all time? It's up there. I don't know if it's the best. It's pretty close
It's up there.
to
Yeah.
me. To me,
Yeah. No,
you know.
I'm from me as well. It's definitely up there.
People say no, in Court of the Crimson King, and then I point out Moonchild to them, and I say I rest my case. Great
Yeah.
record.
Yeah. Moon Moonchild is definitely it goes on quite a long time. Uh I like the
You got to
beginning
get
of the
you got to get the Pink Island British pressing of the
yeah,
recording.
yeah. See, I just have a reissue, but yeah. I
Man's
I
got to do what a man's got to do.
I exactly exactly. I mean, come on. If you want, how serious a fan are you, man? To go get the island pressing.
That's right.
Yeah, no, I'm with you. I'm with you. I will do that. I think that's because I just love the island label too. It's just so I love it.
Come on, Tom, grow a pair. Go out there and buy it.
Get a get a real pressing.
There
Uh,
you go.
yeah,
Yeah,
this is what happens when I talk to Ken. It's like next thing I know, I have to. Where's my wallet?
it gets
Um,
expensive. It's
yeah, it's
expensive.
not cheap. It's an expensive hobby that we have, but I wouldn't trade it for the world. I love it.
Yeah,
Yeah. So, well, Ken, thanks again. I appreciate you coming on. It's always a blast.
I had fun. It was
We
always
always
fun.
we always have a good time. So I
Yeah,
appreciate you.
yeah.
And of course, always go to laser. Is it lasersedge.com? Is that right?
LaserCD.com.
Laser CD.
And if you can go to my, because I need subscribers. Go to my YouTube channel. It's Laser CD. I think it's like Laser Space CD. And we just did a 4-way shootout of brain cell surgery. Me and three of my friends. We listened to 4 different pressings, brain cell surgery, because there's this new mobile fidelity version of it, which I actually have right here.
There it is. Yeah. All
Yeah,
right.
there, and so we compare 4 different pressings of it, and it was sort of an interesting thing to do. And so me and my friend Tom Gagliardi from the Gagli Archives, we did a video. We shot a video where we did a recap of it. So if you can, yeah, go over there, hit the like button, subscribe, do all the things you're supposed to do. You know, buy things,
Yeah,
whatever.
absolutely, absolutely. So I'll leave links below to that YouTube channel and to his and to the store. So of course both of those things are going to be any music fan's going to enjoy that. So I would think. And I'm believe me, that's what I'm doing as soon as I'm getting off. I'm watching that
Yeah,
shootout for brain salad
yeah,
surgery. Yeah.
yeah. It was fun. It was fun.
Yeah, I want to check that out. So, all right, well, that's it. That's it. I mean, also hit like and subscribe for this channel too, if you can. If you like what you see and like what you hear, we appreciate it. And that's it. We'll see you next time on Curless Mania. Go listen to some ELP. Take care. See ya.
Take care.